Hey folks, my name is Jared with the Leisure Critics, and this is Snowcone86.
What's up?
Otherwise known as...
No, I said...
Just Snowcone86?
No, I can be James.
Are you like Madonna? Like, can we just call you...
No.
Okay.
I'm James.
Or
Snowcone86.
What about Jameson?
Jameson works too.
This is the man of many names. I would say you're the most Deadpool knowledgeable friend of mine. Which, if I have friends that are more Deadpool knowledgeable, challenge you. I think he could beat you in a fight.
Maybe in a fight.
A Deadpool fight.
Whoa! I'm not trained for a fight. I'm
not
prepared for a fight at all.
Is anyone ever really prepared for a fight, other than the U.S. government?
Boxers, when they go into a fight.
But that's the job. That's right. That's like a janitor being prepared to mop. It's not.
That's true. Yeah. Deadpool is always prepared to fight.
So, okay, I don't know anything about Deadpool aside from what I've learned from the promos for this upcoming film. And those promos involve he is a guy.
He is a guy.
He's a guy.
That is true.
He volunteers for some government experiments.
Sort of.
He then gets like burned alive, and they like kill his girlfriend, and he goes on a killing spree after like getting out of a pool.
You're about.
Wait. There's more.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
There's more.
Okay.
He is known for breaking the fourth wall.
Yes.
He wears a red suit, much like Spiderman.
Tom Spiderman?
Tom Spiderman.
Tom Spiderman.
Good old Spiderman. No, actually, that's all I got. I really don't know anything about Deadpool. So who's Deadpool?
So you got about 10% of that right.
10%?
Maybe 15.
An argument can be made for 15?
An argument can be made for 15.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
So, essentially, Deadpool, first off, he's Canadian.
Isn't Ryan Reynolds Canadian?
Ryan Reynolds is also Canadian.
Well, that worked out.
You know who else is Canadian? Wolverine.
Okay. I was going to say Captain Kirk.
You would know more about that than I would.
Shatner, I think he's Canadian. I don't know though. I've had a little bit of drink today.
I don't know who's Canadian and who's not.
So are Wolverine and Deadpool like buddies?
Sort of. So let's backtrack. So you got the part right where he goes into this government experiment thing. But before that, he actually gets diagnosed with cancer, and he doesn't really volunteer for it. He kind of gets recruited into it.
What kind of cancer? Is it like ball cancer?
Possibly. Breast cancer.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Guys can get breast cancer too.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't hair cancer, because I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, well, you don't think that's a thing.
But I'm not a cancer expert, so.
But you are a Deadpool expert. Please continue.
So anyway, now the plot line of the movie, not really sure kind of how it seems to follow pretty closely based on the promos, but essentially he gets diagnosed with cancer, gets recruited into this experiment and they tell him that they can cure his cancer and they can heal him, but by essentially giving him the regenerative, that's a hard word to say.
Oh, it's not easy.
Regenerative powers that Wolverine has. But it's like, they call it the Weapon X program.
Okay.
And so they're developing these, super soldiers. They're trying to like come up with this, formula or whatever to make Weapon X, like the ultimate fighting machine. And that's part of the program that they're developing. Anyway, I sidetrack. So that's essentially correct. So before he even goes into this program, he was a mercenary. He was a military man.
Okay. So he was trained before becoming the unalive puddle.
Yes, the unalive puddle. Yes, he was trained in martial arts.
Hence the knives.
Various weapons. Yeah. So then when he goes into this program, the side effect is actually these horribly disfiguring scars all over his body, like head to toe. Like hair is gone, just bald, scars everywhere.
So we're sure he didn't have hair cancer because his hair's gone. You said.
I think
we'll see.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll watch the movie. We don't know.
Based on my knowledge, he didn't have hair cancer.
We don't know. Remains to be seen. Argument can be made for hair cancer. We don't know.
So, but yeah, that's essentially it. So then he, and obviously, like you mentioned, he wears the red suit.
Yes.
He wears the red suit so people can't see him bleed.
I saw that in the leaked CGI test footage, which is a big part of the reason why this film finally got made. I know there's been a lot of fan passion around this movie finally getting made because Fox, before this movie, the only thing we all know is Fox's previous iteration of Deadpool, which is...
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
He was in the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. There was a character they called Deadpool, but from...
I'm not sure. I honestly, Deadpool has never been in a live action movie that I know of.
But wasn't he in with the mouthless?
Well, they had Wade Wilson in that movie thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But, I've never actually seen Deadpool. In any movie, like a live action movie.
Yeah. Well, one of the big things about Deadpool is kind of his mouth.
Oh yeah.
He mouths off.
He's the merc with a mouth.
He's that. Oh. It's all coming together.
There you go.
It's all coming together. I'm learning. He's the merc with the mouth.
He's very sarcastic. Flat out asshole. He's an asshole. Can I say?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an asshole.
He is an asshole. But he's also very much aware that he is a character in a comic book.
Okay. Are you interested to see how they tackle that in this movie?
Extremely. I've heard from various things. Well, read. Nobody's said this to me, but I've read in various places.
Well, there's a voice in all of our heads. Or at least there's a voice in mine.
There's a couple in mine.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh, stop. So, I forgot where I was even at.
The voices distracted you. Well, I was asking you about how you felt about tackling the character or where he's in a movie.
Yeah, I've read that they're actually addressing... they plan to break the fourth wall in the movie. I've also read in various places that they're addressing Ryan Reynolds' previous comic book character roles.
Green Lantern,
and
Deadfail.
Wade Wilson / Deadfail. Just those two.
That's it, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, those two. And many people had actually, when Ryan Reynolds was announced as being Deadpool in this movie, most people were totally okay with that because he is the perfect person.
I feel like you were stopping yourself from saying he is Deadpool.
I did stop myself from saying he is Deadpool.
But he essentially is Deadpool.
Yeah.
From what I've heard from you and seen in every other role he's played in like a comedy, he essentially is exactly this character.
He is.
You've described.
A very sarcastic, just fun-loving. He just enjoys having fun.
So basically Van Wilder with weapons training.
Yes.
And okay, all right.
Yeah.
There it is. So a weaponized Van Wilder.
Absolutely.
So it's actually Weapon V, not Weapon X.
Weapon V. Should be
Weapon V. Well,
Weapon VW.
there'll probably be a little V in a moment. I'm just going to edit that out.
D.
He is the D. Well, actually, Tenacious D is the D.
Well, Tenacious D is the D, but he's the DP.
Whoa! Whoa! Easing on down the road there. How hopeful... Okay, where would you say your expectations are for this movie, and do you think it could possibly let you down?
Okay, so... Expectations are through the roof. Like, I can't even describe how high...
Are they higher than your expectations for The Force Awakens?
Yes.
Wow. I'm scared.
The best part about that is I am 100% confident that this movie can meet those expectations.
It's awesome. I'm going into this movie at knowing 10% of what I need to know.
An argument can be made for 15.
Knowing 10 to 15% of what I need to know about Deadpool. So I'm basically a clean slate here, and you are more of the expertise.
Yeah.
So
you're not going to be disappointed.
I'm excited. The reason I'm excited about this movie is because it's Ryan Reynolds, who's a funny guy.
Hilarious guy.
It's Marvel.
Ryan, if you're watching this, just shoot me an email, give me a call. Let's hook up, let's grab some drinks. We can be funny together, except I'm not funny and you are. So really, I just want you to be funny with me.
Or like around you.
I want to be around you while you're
present
yes.
in his funniness.
Yeah, he's not.
You want to get all up in his
He's never
funniness.
going to see this.
Not with that attitude. I can tell you that right now. Well, now we're going to go see the movie. And we will tell you what we thought about that upcoming, film. I mean, this is the opening night, right?
This is
the opening night. This is one of the first showings.
This is the first showing of the theater we're going to.
Okay.
And
there were earlier showings.
In the area, I think the earliest showing I saw today was at 7 o'clock.
All right.
And we're going right after that.
Awesome. All right. So we will tell you what we think in, the next time you see us, or rather hear from us, will be about 20 minutes after we've seen the movie.
Roughly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So your expectations are up here, and you think it's going to be a 10.
I think it's going to be an 11.
My expectations are...
one higher.
Okay. Wow. The knob just broke off my scale.
It's okay. It goes to 11.
It does?
It goes to 11.
That's lucky. Wish us the best of luck, and can't wait to see Deadpool. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're back.
We are back.
We just saw Deadpool.
Oh my God.
It's 3 hours later at this point? The movie wasn't long. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah,
it didn't feel long.
Like just under 2 hours, it felt like.
It was a good length.
I mean, it didn't feel like it, but if I had to guess, probably just under 2 hours.
It felt
like
the length was just perfect.
Yeah.
Width, length,
girth.
That was the word I was looking for. Girth.
Yeah.
So
I measure by weight, so not length.
Okay, there it is. What did you think of the movie?
So before, when I said the thing about the expectations and being like up here, that I expected, I thought the movie would meet those.
Yes.
So my expectations were here, and the movie was like here, like exceeded.
That's awesome. As someone who knows nothing about Deadpool,
what did you think?
I laughed so hard. I cried. I
saw
cried.
that. I saw you wipe a tear at one point.
Yes, I cried tears of laughter. It was hilarious. It was.
Oh man.
Quite possibly the funniest comic book movie I've ever seen. And I'm a huge fan of Deadpool now. I hope that this movie is a smashing box office success so we can have a franchise. Spoiler free, obviously.
That's so hard to do.
Spoiler free. We're keeping it spoiler free.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin this movie for anybody.
I don't want to ruin it for anybody either.
This movie has so much majesty. It's so much character. It creates a world that you really enjoy being in, and you forget you're watching a movie.
See, and that's you coming into it, not even being a Deadpool fan.
No.
As a Deadpool fan, this movie was everything it should have been. It had the comedy, it had the immense gratuitous violence that Deadpool is.
Please don't bring your kids to this movie.
Don't. I don't want to tell you how to parent your children, but It is not a movie for kids.
No.
Is breastises, violence,
That's multiple breasts.
all sorts of death and gore and just the language alone.
Language alone, honestly.
Is
It's rated R for a reason. You don't have to take your kid to every comic book movie. And there were kids in the theater. And I'm not a parent. I'm not going to imagine how I would be if I were, but I know that I wouldn't take my kid to that movie.
Yeah.
And if you're taking your kid to that movie, you're selfish and inconsiderate of your child. Raise them right.
I don't have kids. I don't know that I'll ever have kids, so I'm not going to tell people what to do with their kids. But I agree with you.
I hope we have some really angry parents.
I want a lot of angry parents commenting, "Don't you tell me how to raise my kids."
This is America. I'm gonna yar. I'm imagining pirate parents. Pirate.
And I'm just picturing angry old people.
Yar. I really want them to be pirates. I think that it's awesome that you, as like a comic book fan of this, really like it exceeded your expectations, because when you're reading something from a comic book, it's your imagination. You know, it's you're creating the tone of the person's voice. You're making it jump off the page with your own mind. And
you've got the pictures, you've got bits and pieces, and you just fill it in with your mind.
And the fact that it could live up to what you've built it up to be is amazing.
This is a movie I've been waiting. When did that movie which shall not be named?
Wolverine. Oh, sorry. We just said we wouldn't name it.
I've been waiting since before that movie.
Yes.
For this movie.
By the way, there's so many callbacks and references.
Yes.
Not just to previous iterations of the Deadpool character, but to cinema at large.
Yes.
Like, yes, it breaks the fourth wall. Yes, he knows he's a character in a movie, and he flaunts it in a way only Ryan Reynolds can.
Absolutely. I will say, there was one thing about the movie that it didn't bother me because it was so well done, but one thing that is Deadpool that I didn't see in the movie, tell me if you caught anything that I didn't, but Deadpool in the stories has essentially all sorts of voices in his head. All sorts of, like, you know, various voices telling him to do things, and I don't recall catching any of that.
So you're saying in the comic book he's like mildly schizophrenic is what you're saying?
Yeah.
They did not play him as schizophrenic in any way.
Which I'm okay with.
Well, I think to make him a romantic lead, which is since he was Deadpool being played by Ryan Reynolds, they needed to make him in some way a romantic lead.
Yeah.
Because, guys, this is not a spoiler. He gets the girl. Oh my god. I know, it's crazy.
I was concerned that she was going to die. I thought that she was going to end up dead.
Well, then maybe that is a spoiler.
So,
I mean, depending on how you look. I mean, to me, this is like a basic Hollywood film. I wasn't looking for any curveballs thrown into left field. There weren't.
No.
Nothing about this film was like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah,
Other than
no M. Night Shyamalan twists.
No.
M19 Shyamalan.
It is really just it's a basic hero's tale.
Yeah.
Like, hero gets fucked up. Hero has a low point.
Beyond recognition.
Hero gets a little revenge. Hero fights the bad guy.
Hero gets the girl.
Hero gets the girl.
Hero always gets the girl.
Even
though he's not a hero. He is not a hero.
No, he's not.
He is no one's hero.
He's no one's hero.
He will never be a hero.
He is the Deadpool.
He is the Deadpool. When you watch the movie, you'll get that. And you'll understand.
He's the unalive puddle.
The unalive puddle.
Hashtag unalive puddle.
Hashtag drive-by.
Hashtag drive-by. Hashtag YOLO. Not really.
Hashtag YOLO Swag 2016?
Yes.
No.
Hashtag whatever that chick's name was that was a kid.
Hashtag
Negasonic
Teenage Warhead.
Hashtag Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Yes. Hashtag Nipslip.
Teenage... What the shit? That is the coolest name.
That's a spoiler.
No, it's not. That was in a trailer.
I didn't see
That was in one of the
I did not see that in any trailers.
Yeah, it was
I've seen maybe 2 trailers.
It was in one of the trailers.
Okay, right.
So it is not a spoiler.
No.
However, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Someone's going to ask me about the movie. Aside from this, someone will ask me, so you saw it, what'd you think? I'm just going to look at them and say yes.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
That's all I need to say.
I had to see this movie as quickly as possible because I know people on social media are going to start to ruin things.
Yep.
Considering the nature of Deadpool, the character itself is just an asshole, really.
Absolutely.
And also, just the way they introduce the character, the way they...
Right?
The storytelling. The storytelling
was so great.
It's kind of like a Breaking Bad episode, the way it jumps around.
Mm-hmm.
But they pull it off so well.
So at the beginning of the movie, it was going through, and I was starting to think, I'm like, I feel like it's going a little fast. But then the way that they jumped it around, I was like, okay, this makes more sense now.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And I thought he was going to have to... Never mind. I can't talk about that because it would be a spoiler.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Spoiler-free.
Spoilers are for bastard people.
Something like that.
Anybody who spoils this should get a bullet.
Don't spoil the movie.
Right up Main Street.
Yes. Right up Main Street.
Right up the butthole. It's such a good movie. And it's so much fun.
It's all the little details too.
Yeah.
Like even down to the opening credits.
The opening credits set the tone so well.
From the beginning of the movie.
And I didn't catch it at first.
No?
Like I wasn't paying attention to anything. And the opening credits
very closely at the beginning. Well, not very closely, but closely.
But it's a movie that I want to go back and see again because I feel like I might have missed some things.
So many little things.
There's layers.
And
like an onion.
And it's not just that you miss things because you might not know about it or you might not have caught it because you weren't paying attention. There were a lot of things I feel like I missed because of my laughter.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
That alone.
Definitely.
I know I missed some good lines. I may have missed, placement of something here and there.
There was and there's every shot, every scene. There are somber moments. There are serious moments, but they play with the levity of the tone so well, and the characters work so well together. And you'd think that a lot of this stuff would be heavy-handed and forced, but it's not.
No.
Like it could have easily been a terrible movie. It
could have been.
So easily.
Well, I mean, Fox has their name on it.
Yes, it
Fox
could have very
Sound
easily been a terrible movie. Fox. God. But it wasn't. It was...
It's almost like they didn't have budget for some things, though. Like more X-Men.
There's so many things. I think that... this is the second movie that I've seen that I didn't know anything about the comic book end of things as a whole. The last one was Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. And when I came out of that, I was like, okay, yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a really fun picture. I had so much more fun watching Deadpool. Right. So much more fun. And as far as caliber of movies go, how do you think this weighs in? Guardians compared to Deadpool.
I mean, I'm a little biased. But...
Obviously. But try to be objective for a moment.
Okay, so I also went into Guardians knowing nothing, but very, very little. I knew very little of Guardians.
As most people did.
So I would say if I went into Deadpool with the same knowledge that I went into Guardians, with like very little knowledge of the story of the character, of any of that stuff, man, I would say Deadpool actually makes me... Deadpool would get me more into... Like, the movie... I don't know, so after I watched Guardians, I guess this will explain a little bit better. When I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and knowing very little, I wanted to go out and read some of the comic books and learn a little bit more of the backstory, learn a little bit more of some of the characters. I did that for a little bit. And then I just kind of lost interest. I didn't completely, brush them aside. And when I see bits and pieces here and there in story arcs, I'll just be like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I kind of know what this references to because I read that in this other story. With Deadpool, the movie was so much more fun like there was a lot of fun stuff in Guardians, but the movie, like Deadpool, was so much more fun.
Yes.
Because it was meant to be. That was strictly, I mean, it's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Deadpool initially was created, and at least from my understanding, Deadpool was created to be a mockery of a character from another rival comic book.
We won't talk about that. I don't want to give anybody a stroke or anything like that. That would be...
We wouldn't want any deaths happening at
No.
all.
No deaths. Not the stroke of the pen.
Yeah.
Could not...
No.
Never mind.
But it was, I mean, he was designed as a parody, as a mockery almost. Yeah. And that's, you know, essentially what he's supposed to be. He's all about being fun and, you know, very, very entertaining.
Yes.
And that's exactly what this movie was.
Yeah. So, best movie ever or worst movie ever? It's all or nothing. Those are the only rating systems. Best movie ever, worst movie ever. I give it a thumbs up. Best movie ever.
Absolutely best movie ever.
Deadpool. Yes. Go watch this film. Leave the kids with a babysitter.
Yeah, or just leave them at home.
Unsupervised.
Don't get a babysitter.
Turn on the iron.
Yeah.
Leave the bathtub running.
Yep.
Put the toaster in there.
Turn on the stove too. You gotta
put the towels on the roof.
Make sure to open the oven door,
yes,
so that it can heat the house.
So they can get in there.
It's
also,
cold outside. It's wintertime.
Leave the refrigerator door open. Kids climb in there all the time. They got to cool off. With the oven on, it's going to get hot in there.
Yeah, they need a place to cool off.
Exactly. Cats do it all the time too.
But whatever you do not take them to see this movie.
I mean, I'm not going to tell people how to parent, but it's not a kids movie.
But don't take your kids to
No, it's not a kids movie. But it is a lot of fun. Go see it. Laugh your pants off. Up next, it's going to be...
also wet your pants.
Also wet your pants.
Don't be
Cry
ashamed.
from laughter.
Don't be ashamed.
Up next from the Leisure Critics, it's going to be Zoolander to Toolander. I'm going to see that with Jamie this weekend as well. That'll be the next review coming up. Best or worst movie ever. And this is my little corner of the Leisure Critics world. I don't know what to call this though. I don't have a name for it.
I mean, I don't know.
Been a lot of help, Snow Cone. Thank you so much.
Anything you want. I'm very helpful when it comes to naming other people's things.
Just to spite him, this is the first episode of Anything You Want. I'm Jared with the Leisure Critics.
And I'm SnowCone86.
James, thank you very much for going to see the movie.
Yeah, man.
And reviewing it with me.
It was great.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe.